US dollars at a farm owned by President Cyril Ramaphosa, Phala Phala, are making a bail application in the Bela-Bela Magistrate's Court. The accused, Emanuela David and Frolina Joseph, were arrested in Rustenburg and Bela-Bela respectively in connection with the alleged theft in 2020. Phimani Baloyi is our reporter on the story. We cross live to her now. Phimani, I think a quick update of where we are right now with this court appearance. Certainly not the first time we're seeing them appear before the Bela-Bela Magistrate's Court, but needing to return today.
Good morning, Naledi. At any point, we're inside the Court A of the Bela-Bela Magistrate Court, and at any point behind me, that door behind me, we expect the two accused to be brought into this court building where they're expected to apply for bail. But Naledi, there's a third suspect that was arrested yesterday that is expected to join them today. At this point, there are unconfirmed reports that this third suspect could be the brother of the other accused. We expect that confirmation to be made when they come into court. But let me briefly bring in the spokesperson of the Hawks, Colonel Katahomale. Colonel, from Tuesday, when these two first appeared here, you said a third arrest is imminent. Today, we are told a third suspect would be brought in to join them. When was he arrested? Who is the suspect?
The suspect is a 27-year-old who, as we had said, that his arrest was imminent. Following investigation, he eventually handed himself over yesterday afternoon.
How is he linked, number one, to the two accused who came before this court on Tuesday? But how is he also linked to the crime that they've come here for?
He will be facing charges of theft and housebreaking as well. And that questions that you asked before, how is he linked, we will also divulge during today's appearance.
Any further arrests? How are investigations going?
The investigations are going well. They will lead us if there is other suspects involved.
Thank you so much, Colonel. Naledi, court is expected to start at any point. As you can see behind me, there's a heavily armed police officers who are present here. We were told that this is a high-profile case. It's a security risk that anything might happen to the people who preside over the case, but also to the suspects. So there's also a high contingency of media personnel who are working in this court covering this case. But Naledi, court is expected to start now. We'll hand back to you in studio.
And I want to try and squeeze some in here, Phimani, a little bit about Emmanuel David and Frolina Joseph. A reminder for our viewers what we know about these two suspects.
Naledi, information is very sketchy at this point, but what we know, Floriana, we are told, was a domestic worker at the farm during that robbery. We are just told that she's also linked to Emanuela David, but the nature of their relationship is not yet clear. So what the SAPS and the NPA are saying, these two people know each other, and this third suspect could be the brother of Miss Floriana. But those are information that we'll get further when they come to this court to apply for that bail. Naledi?
Yeah, thank you so much. And of course, as those court proceedings take off, we will be bringing them to you as well. That they our reporter, Phimani Baloyi, speaking to us at the Bela-Bela Magistrate's Court, where we are seeing the accused, Emanuela David and Frolina Joseph, making their court appearance today. They're facing charges of housebreaking and theft. Of course, are linked to thousands of US dollars stolen from the farm owned by President Cyril Ramaphosa in Phala Phala. Let's take a short break.
introduce before this honorable court case number A476 of 23, stated as Emanuela David, Robiana Joseph, and Dinasha David Joseph. Joseph. This matter has appeared before the court on the 7th of November 2023. It was only accused number 1 and 2. Accused number 1 was hearing in person. It is the same position today. However, in respect of him, I received a call from one Mr. Nakala, who indicated that he has been instructed to represent accused number 1. That is not available today. A date has been arranged with him, which will be communicated to the court. The evidence is under disposal. Accused number 2 is represented by Mr. Limpopo court, and Mr. David Joseph. The state would like to apply that in terms of section 157 subsection 1. He be joined in as accused number 3. He is also represented by Mr. Limpopo. And the court today is going to judge as follows. Before Honorable Magistrate Ms. Bonampi, for the state Ramaphosa energy. Our interpreter today, Mr. Mwambo A. Ms. Linyora M. as stenographer, Mr. Limpopo for 2 and 0 accused 1 and 6.
In respect of number 2 and 3, we do not have that objection.
It's hereby ordered that the joinder be granted in respect of accused number 3 to the charges that have already been put to the accused.
As the court wishes, worship, the matter was previously remanded for bail application as well. Mr. Limpopo for 2 and 3 is ready to proceed with the application in respect of accused 2 and 4.
Accused number 1 had indicated on the last occasion that he wished to have a private attorney represent.
Yes, Worship. I indicated to the court that this morning I received a call from Mr. Nakala who introduced himself as an action. There was an agreement that was not valid to the court.
The party is ready to proceed.
Court wishes, in respect of number 2 and number 3, we are ready to proceed. Your Worship, in respect of number 2 and 3, we are going to proceed by way of an affidavit. And with the leave of the court, Your Worship, may I please read the contents of the affidavit into the records?
Yes.
In the Magistrate Court for the District of Bela-Bela, held at Bela-Bela, under case number A476 of 2023, in the matter between Froliana Madumona Joseph as the applicant and the state as the respondent. Affidavit in support of bail. I, the undersigned, Froliana Udumona Joseph, do hereby make oath and state as follows.
Tabati mon mamosaka o kushibopasho A476 onde kwa changwa ombapila ya kuchakucha ya ifanakucha David wafatoria alikucha amefloriana David kucha andi anjo ni affidavit kwa mako konfika menuange opale shelenge.
I am the applicant in this matter.
Ame onima omango aboni mamoni mamo moshibopashi.
An application for bail and another female person aged 31 years of age with the following personal particulars and background. Identification number.
ID number.
In respect of my identification, I have made my identity document as well as my passport to the state available to the state for purposes of this application for hearing.
We are coming about your ID or in the passport, what you oyanja koni makoni mako mepa geruta na watu chash opo uindile kucha uduiko kucha opo upeo obelio.
I am a South African citizen from birth.
I'm a South African, ondali South Africa, ujango kuno na wange.
I do possess a valid passport issued with, which was issued to me on the 20th of November 2021.
I'm on the national passport, ili natango inaifere para, oyo passport ndimo na mama fikweni mlongo mbali a November, modula mlongo mbali na mbali 9 2021.
God bless your worship. May the applicants remain seated.
Yes.
Thank you, worship. Which was issued to me on the 20th of November 2021 with the date of expiry on 19th November 2031.
Passport yangu ndimo na mo 20 November de otaika fere para mama fiku mlongo moja ya November mara modula mo 2031.
I record here in that since its date of issue, I have never traveled anywhere across the borders of the Republic.
Andi andu mbangi no kuja kujango kwa mefi kolondani ngandamo no limo passport yange kapene fiku ndaja mo mushilogo sasa South Africa ndiye kumbu.
I have already surrendered the said passport to the state and undertake not to flee across the borders of the Republic and will stand my trial to finality.
Amondanja nale o passport yange kodi makolo pangelo okuja opo nandi akucha ndilo ndipewoni mobile yange chashi kandi nelala kanoni nyelokucha pamama ikaja momoshilo ngomonja ifaduka andika kiongo andika tela lati andimango kwendo sibofa shangi.
Previous travel or residence in foreign countries, I have never traveled anywhere across the borders of the Republic since I was issued with this particular passport.
Amegeshidiringa kujango mefikolenda mwanango passport yango kapene fiku nande kwa kuna address ndaenda kutandaja moshilongo muta ndiye poje kapene fiku ndakaja moshilongo pana omwike ndaka na passport yangu ndilo lipaka.
Relatives resident outside of the Republic of South Africa, I do not have any relatives who are resident outside the borders of the Republic of South Africa.
Amegeshidiringa family dangedili koje eshi wababa kala koje mara amegeshidiringa hapo bikova kucha ami kadino family ili koje kaidi kutatije mu moshilo kunje kumuka.
Assets outside of the Republic of South Africa, I do not possess any assets outside of the Republic of South Africa.
Amengeshidili kandina shima shimo ndikwete ilo etungo ilo pamoshima sho kwa tokala mutashima ndapo mukunika eshidala de la koje kandina nanje shima shimo ndina shudili koje eshidi medina langiga.
Personal background. Place of birth, I was born in Bela-Bela on the 9th of December 1992.
Ndwa mwangu yokudalwa ngeshinga ndipo bikova kucha ama onda dalelo amoshipangelo sho Bela-Bela
1992.
mo 1992.
Schooling. I attended Fengerkraal Secondary School, wherein I dropped out at the age of 10, at grade 10 parenting in the year 2012.
Amionda ko skola mo Fengerkraal de eshindaya ko skola nge mo skola ndakaja mo ndili mo ni mo grade 10 mo grade yo longo mo
2012.
22 mo me dula 2012.
Tertiary and or other training. I do not possess any formal qualifications or training.
Kandinawa kucha eni maelo bola ngina ndia na ditu la komesho kaya kandi nashima shindi kwete kucha kwanda hapa mtaa kwanda ile kwa university loba ame elo bola ngala ule ambao ni mambo grade 10.
Work history. I am currently unemployed and my last employment was in 2021 at Phala Phala as a casual worker.
Kombinga hapa hivi kucha kilonga hapa mimi andilongo kaya onlipe umbo fimbo lo la holi le ndali kilonga pali mo 2021 eskwala ndilongo mo Phala Phala mara kwali oni maula like occasional or pattern.
General remarks regarding background and permanency. I was born in Bela-Bela and raised at stand number C15 Fengerkraal, which address or property belongs to my parents, and I have been living there from birth. I regard this address as my permanent place of residence.
Na pada kulila dadare lwa mo ni mama Bela-Bela hospital de dakuli filo aponima ponele ya memu wange na tatu wage oponele ko dakulila kiongo no paitenga address yongo ndanjayo oyongo address ya mbule tungoyo kapno ali address mayashe ndwako kaya.
The property is shared with my parents, siblings, and my minor child. I further submit that this property is within the jurisdictional area of Bela-Bela.
Ponelo kwa tujio address hapo ndanja andika andiki mono ni mana na kulunu bange na no ndenge bange plus no kana kange endo atujiko kwa address ife ngombo yili dilengo.
Marital status and general particulars of spouse. I am single.
Ame kucha nandi hombolo kaya.
Dependent. I have one minor child who is currently 1 year old and regard myself as a single parent.
Onu kwa mwandi andi taka mifa kwa mweno kana kange oko shadika taka mafanda fame ame memo ako kandina na tatu akandana nandi hombolo kaya.
Income. I have no source of income.
Yalipe ya shakaya yakaponoshima le shali monogomodi.
Assets, movable or immovable. I do not own any assets of value.
Ki ni mangeno kwa tabu nandi kucha onduda ilo shike nandi kutotua mekaponoshima jindi kweta kadine umbo ilo kadino tuwa monga na mwana.
Availability and sources of funds for bail. I submit to the Honorable Court that I am able to afford a reasonable amount of bail.
Ngenge kucha andi eni ma particular court kucha ngenge ndulo kwa kumwa ni makupe wa obeili andi dulu kucha kuimba liba ngelo andi dulu kufuta ngelo linga.
History and antisocial behavior. Previous convictions. I confirm that I do not have any records of previous convictions.
Kapena fiku ndama ngelo monga na mwenyange.
Pending criminal cases. I do not have any cases pending against me.
No paithenge ngeshidili hapa kadina nanjo saka ili kucha andi ndo saka uboho.
I also declare that I have no knowledge of any outstanding warrants against me.
Ne na pango dili kapena kadiucha kadinambo ishiwo kucha kapena kucha andi kongwa kwa polifilo dinomba pila ndasha kwa kutoka mokona pandi kongo.
I further declare that I do not have any order against me as contemplated in Section 5 or Section 6 of the Domestic Violence Act of 1998.
Ondina wali kucha ameke hindili kapena fiku ndapatula ndiko shuko facho kucha ame kucha ndinasha unima dinu nima onima ndoko manduka ilo andilu no bani kapena fiku ndani ndine handuli ngaokaya.
Nor do I have an order against me as contemplated in Section 3 of Section 9 or Section 9 of the Protection from Harassment Act 2011.
kapena kuchanda ningilo kuchandi mangifo kuchapa mwila mepamudasha ndinasha lima handunya yala nyakufa kuchana ndeko nono samano nyakuta handulo mombo leme umbu kapena fiku na unda mangifilo na tukucha kuchanga mu 2011
or any similar order in terms of any other law.
Ilo pa mo kuna shima vaninganga kuchani maipangula ninga kuchashima nandishinga kuchamo kati mokati koni make ke pangelo ka.
Arrest and factual background thereto. Date of arrest: I was arrested on the 6th of November 2023 at Bela-Bela police station, wherein the charges leveled against me were brought to my attention.
Okumango kwangenda mango mama fikwele hamano a November mo 2023 onda mango la Bela-Bela police station the state of Bela-Bela police station abalongo langu cha onda mango lwashi.
Offenses charged with: the charges against me are as per the annexure to the charge sheet.
Inma ibo faida da mangelwa ke shini komo ni mama ni mo charge sheet.
Intended plea: I intend pleading not guilty to the charges preferred against me by the state.
Ame ni hala kuli mono njoka kucha emoni mami mi mesa kama edina mangelwa ko ni shoni mayo.
Defense: I have been advised that I have the right to remain silent, not to reveal the basis of my defense, and that no negative inference will be drawn against me.
Kukula kwa nde ilo kukula kwa shukofasha nganda dalongola kucha dinasha oliba ondina o right yo kucha nandi mwene nandi tidu kupopya keshimo ndikula mu vakala shashita tashika delange wali nayo pamtayo keshilo kwa mingeshatuka opataka mukati.
I deny any involvement in the commission of the alleged offenses.
Amita dita vele nimayo sakainda mangelo kucha mina akondali.
Legal framework for bail.
Shashimo kulinga utandala kuninga kulo bail yande.
Schedule of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977, which the matter results under.
Tatita nono manenda data faruja act 51 no mayo yo professional mangelwa.
I have been advised that this matter falls under Schedule 5 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977. I have further been advised that I bear the honors to convince this honorable court on preponderance of probabilities that the interest of justice permits for my release on bail. Consideration in terms of section 60, subsection 4, subparagraph A to E.
Subsection eta kopio ni makota kopi kucha kuningilane kucha ake no mala da sudu nya emangodo.
Section 60, subsection 4, paragraph A, danger to the public or individual safety.
O section 60 ta kopi na paragraph 4 na tafuta kuteni menyoka kucha wafa o wafa ulio ni mashike fana shike kucha onunya uli like onima otimpa moni mamoshwana.
I respectfully submit that there is no likelihood that my release on bail will endanger the public safety.
Ngengucha ndani ngandai fokofa kucha ndiye ke umbo ami kangino shiba hiyo kucha andikani gifandi ndikati febano kunya ke umbo kai
or that of any particular individual.
Ilo pamu kuna mwengo.
I hold no grudge against anyone.
Ame kandina onima o kandina o kandina uto dina no numwe.
I also will not commit any offenses against any person in a domestic relationship as defined in section 1 and section 5 of the Domestic Violence Act.
Ame ngeshitilinga aiko kucha akati ngenge daji momodo longo mutali je uko kucha andikalo no banu ilo elpamandikani ngali kolokosho kumweka.
Or any offense referred to in the Protection from Harassment Act.
ilona ndeke kucha inya onima ukolo kushingu nyoku nika kucha oku dina ilo kulitengano akwetu.
I undertake not to commit any offenses, including Schedule 1 offenses.
Ame andili ane kucha ame tandika ningana ndo shibo faike nandike shimwe ilo shoshike nandike kucha noko Schedule 1.
Section 60, subsection 4, subparagraph B, likelihood of evasion of crime.
On section kwa wata kopia pa kucha no kala ngama mtu kutokunika kolokoshi.
I respectfully submit that there is no likelihood that I will attempt to evade my trial. I intend proving my innocence at the trial. I submit that this is evident from my conduct since the inception of the investigations in this case. I have offered my full cooperation to the investigating team. I have not supplied any false information. I undertake to attend court faithfully on each and every occasion to which this case might be postponed to. I have no intention to live the life of a fugitive. Section 60, subsection 4, subparagraph C, interference with the witnesses or evidence. I do not know any of the potential state witnesses. There has not been any allegation that I have attempted to influence or intimidate witnesses. I therefore respectfully submit that there is no likelihood that this subsection is at risk. I am, however, willing to comply with any reasonable conditions of bail. Should the Honorable Court deem it appropriate to impose such conditions? Section 60, subsection 4, subparagraph D, jeopardy to the functioning of the criminal justice system or bail system. I submit respectfully that there is no likelihood that this subsection is potentially to be infringed upon should I be released on bail. I have not furnished any false information to the investigating officer. Nor have I furnished any false information for purposes of this application. Section 60, subsection 4E, exceptional circumstances which may lead to the undermining of public order or peace. I was advised by my attorney, which advice I accept, that this factor is not applicable to my application.
And then in the section
provisions of section 60 subsection 9, the interest of justice in relation to the right to be released on bail.
Section ta kuta kukeni makeke halolo ni mane le pangelo no ni mano justice ya South Africa kuta amandi ile kuta onima omanga kapego obey.
I respectfully submit that it will be in the interest of justice to release me on bail. My contentions in this regard are based on the following.
Amandi aje kuta konima andi ile kuta konima kweke magodo fa kuta ame na die fiwo obey.
I hold a strong view that I am innocent. I have no desire to live my days as a fugitive of law. I have a minor child who has a chronic condition and requires my attention at all material times. Should my detention be prolonged, it will be extremely difficult for the minor child to cope. I deny any involvement in the alleged offenses. I submit that the state's case is weak or at least questionable and open to some serious doubt. I further submit that there is a real possibility that I might be acquitted at the ensuing trial. I respectfully submit that I will be prejudiced in the event of being further detained in that the conditions in prison are appalling. In this regard, I request the Honorable Court to take into account the period that I might be detained until this matter is finalized, and the fact that criminal trials can take a considerable period of time before they are finalized. Apart from the fact that the period of detention cannot be estimated with any form of precision at the moment, I request the Honorable Court to take into account the interest of the minor child and the hardships he stands to suffer. I also urge upon this Honorable Court that should I be detained and refuse bail, I would be prejudiced in the preparation of my defense. It is extremely difficult to consult with a legal representative inside prison, and I have no doubt that my continued detention will seriously jeopardize my preparation for the trial.
And in the film, Boguja Ilo and Anima on Fikuja, Ponding Nigedi Mononima on Ficamenuangi. Chachi, Okuningla Kucha, Yakuta Dimodo Kuta, if you go to Nikki Monaka, if you want to have
in the premise and taking into consideration the relevant schedule, the charges result under, I respectfully submit that I have on a preponderance of probabilities proved that the interest of justice permits my release on bail.
Andi anje kucha ke mangodofa no neke halola kwa sablifu kucha ame na ndiye fuwe ndiye kongo no bail.
And if bail fixed, I submit that suitable conditions may be fixed.
Ndenge ono kucha bail andipewa andi anje kucha bail andipewa ndiru kucha atikati kucha ndikutibali.
I can afford an amount of 2,000 rand if bail is granted.
Andi dulu ndikafute ndenge utandapewa bail mayo bimeli mabali.
Your Worship, the statement is duly signed and commissioned. With the leave of the court, Your Worship, may I please hand in the statement. Your Worship, I have given my colleague a copy of the statement. They had the insight of the content of the affidavit, Your Worship.
Accused number two, confirm the contents of the affidavit and application for her release on bail. We should confirm the contents of it. I mean, you can stand up, please.
Tikama animal blue out.
You confirm the contents of the affidavit prepared by the attorney now.
Oto pitabe kucha ni manya yale shoko ni mako kikamenu yo kutoshiri. Yes, I do.
You confirm that it is instructor's signature affixed upon the said document.
Kopia komba takashona ne. Watu andoni maneno ni maneno ndo sign on nyali dipenyo wa sign hapo. Yes, I do.
Is there any objection by the state for the same to be entered into the record as exhibit?
No objection.
Same will be entered into the court record not exhibit A.
And that will be the applicant's case in respect of number 2, Your Worship. No oral evidence will be read. With the leave of the court, Your Worship, may I please proceed with accused number 3?
Accused number 2 may remain seated. Yes, you may proceed.
In the Magistrate Court for the District of Bela-Bela, held at Bela-Bela, under case number A476 of 2023, in the matter between Ndimnasho David Joseph as the applicant and the state as the respondent, affidavit in support of bail. Can I proceed, Your Worship? I, the undersigned, Ndimnasho David Joseph, do hereby make oath and state as follows.
Ame da ndili ana kutame David Joseph na ondacho ni ma o adaptia ngeshimota ishikula.
I am the applicant in this matter. An application for bail and an adult male aged 27 years with the following personal particulars and background. Identification number. In respect of my identification, I have made my identity document as well as my passport to the state for the purpose of this application hearing.
Okule na no passport yange ondia anja koni make pangelo kucho opondi uye ondi doni man onma osikofa cha kucho be.
Citizenship, I am a South African citizen from birth.
I'm dadalo la Mose d'Africa.
Travel documents, I do possess a valid passport which was issued to me on the 20th of November 2021.
National passport ndamona 20 November 2021
with date of expiry on 19 November 2031.
Passport yashutaika kwa mama fikumelo longo no moy a November 2031.
I record herein that since its date of issue, I have never traveled anywhere across the borders of the Republic.
Andi kopi no kuchandi andi kucha kujango be fimbongona efikolonda no passport ya nandi jamu kuchadie pendi no passport ya kujango ni mamashiro kwa South Africa.
I have already surrendered the said passport to the state and undertake not to flee across the borders of the Republic.
Amondanjo passport yange koni makweke pangelo oko ondinigilo kucha nandi hala kukasamulika ni mamashiro kwa South Africa.
And I will stand my trial to finality. Relatives resident outside of the Republic of South Africa. I do not have relatives who are resident outside of the Republic of South Africa. Just a second, Your Worship. Assets outside of South Africa. I do not possess any assets outside of the Republic of South Africa. Personal background. Place of birth. I was born in Bela-Bela on the 29th of September 1996.
September 1996.
Schooling. I attended Fengerkral Secondary School until in 2015 when I dropped out of school at the age of grade 10.
Ndayo skola mo Fengerkral omondayo skola mpyo modula mo 2015 okondayo skola bandili mo
male, not adult male. So kindly rectify same.
Thank you, Your Worship. Your Worship, thank you for the indulgence. Errors have been corrected, initialed and commissioned, Your Worship, or before the Commissioner of Oath, Your Worship. With the leave of the court, Your Worship, may I please hand in the statement as an exhibit.
If accused number 3 could please stand up. Sir, do you confirm the contents of the affidavit that was prepared by your attorney in your application for bail?
Yes, I do.
Do you confirm it is in fact your signature affixed upon the said document?
Yes, I do.
Is there any objection to same being entered into the court record as an exhibit?
No objection.
Same will be entered into the court record marked Exhibit B.
And that will be the applicant's case, Your Worship.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Your Worship, I see it's almost 4:10. The court may direct on whether it's time to break for lunch. Or the court may allow me to respond and give them attention.
I think we'll just take a short adjournment. Shall we then resume at about 1:30? Is that fine? Is that fine with the rest of the court staff? Mr. Okhobo?
I don't have a problem with that, Your Worship.
Okay, court will take a short adjournment.
All rise.